So we're halfway through our series on Sunday mornings with the teens called The Truth About Sex. I just wanted to keep you guys updated on what we've been talking about. The first week, we talked about the 5 myths about sex. The first myth is that sex is no big deal. But really, sex is a big deal. It's not just a small matter. The second myth we talked about is that sex is just a physical act. And reality is, sex is not just physical. There's an emotional connection. There's a spiritual connection. And God talks about that, and He says the two will become one. The third myth we talked about is that God is down on sex and that the church is down on sex. But that's not true. God created sex. He created it to be great, and He created it to be beautiful. The fourth myth we talked about was that everybody's doing it. But the reality is not everybody is doing it. Actually, most teenagers aren't having sex, but sometimes teens just think that everybody is having sex. And the fifth myth we talked about was that it's impossible to be pure. But the reality is that it's not impossible to be pure. There is a lot of temptation out there, but we have to set ourselves up for success. And last week in class, we talked about the differences between guys and girls. We talked about that girls are generally more relational. They're very much about the relationship and the emotional connection. And for guys, we're very much physical, and guys are very much action-oriented, and they're very much about getting things done. And we talked about how that plays into relationships and how that plays into dating and how that plays into life. Now, this Sunday in the class, we're going to be talking about boundaries. Did you know that most teens would only define sex as penetration? They wouldn't call oral sex sex. Or they wouldn't call manual stimulation sex. And so a lot of times when we talk to teens about boundaries, they think about boundaries as far as how far can I go without losing my virginity. But what we're going to talk about on Sunday is that boundaries are about not just keeping ourselves pure, but about honoring God with our bodies and giving Him the glory and giving Him the honor with what we do. We're also going to talk about boundaries personally. We're going to talk about some things like pornography. We're going to talk about some things that teens struggle with and how it affects their lives and how it affects their emotions and how it affects their relationship with God. Anyways, I just wanted to send out a quick video and let you guys know where we're at with the class and what we've been talking about. And also, I just wanted to take a minute and encourage you to have a conversation with your teen about sex. If you're not talking to them about sex, I encourage you to take that leap, to take the jump. I know it's uncomfortable and I know it's difficult and I know it's awkward, but talk to your kids about sex. You'll be a better parent for it. They'll be more prepared, and it's also going to strengthen your relationship. Thank you guys so much for your time, and I'll talk to you later.